Hi, everyone. For those who don't know, this is the last stream of 2024. That's right, the next time I see you, it will be 2025. And the beginning of what is probably going to be one of the more interesting years in the history of America. So, for all intents and purposes, this will probably be the most fun we will have on this channel for the next year. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Jimmy the Breaker is at home, so we can go late if we need to, but that's not up to me, that's up to you. What's going on, T-Bone? Hello, lady. Yes, I did the math, and Wednesday is the 1st, which means it's already 2025. So, that's it. What's going on, Don? Don, I am running out of shipping supplies here. So your box is actually going to be in a slightly larger box. So when you see the email for your box, it's not going to be in its usual sized box. It's going to be in a little bit bigger of a box. So, just giving you a heads up, it will not fit in the traditional mailbox cluster box that you have. Is what it is. All of the supplies were ordered, but it looks like they were delivered to a location that is not the studio, so it'll be a few weeks before I get them. Don, I'm not gonna lie, I really like that spider pig that you got. I was wondering, how difficult is that to make? And is it only possible to do with the supplies that are at school? My wife's cousin's husband's sister's brother's ex-roommate's nephew is the new mail person, and he brings the packages to the house. Well, that's good. Then I feel less bad. This is going to be yours. A bit larger than the usual box. Normally you'd be in an envelope, but those are all gone. As you can see, I got almost all of the shipping done today. The only person that doesn't have anything sent so far is Ice Wolf, Carlos, and Scoobs. Those are going to take me a grand total of 20 minutes to do after the show. I specifically did all the tough ones first. And the simple ones that are literally being thrown into the larger envelopes and sent out, I saved for last. So they will all be done. Did he see Ferris pass out at 31 Flavors last night? Anytime you can get a Ferris Bueller's Day Off message in, it's a reference, it's a good day. It is a good day. Ooh. Well, tomorrow, hello Prue, tomorrow, Spider-Man was done with school. Class is way ahead of their coursework, so she had time in class to make the gifts. Well, Don, that means you need to buy a kiln for the kiln. You need to buy a kiln for the garage. I want the kiln fired up every Saturday and have things cooling by Sunday evening. There you go. She can make and sell trinkets to get herself through school. Hello, Crystal. Juan. Bebe. Carlos. What up, man? Carlos, Mrs. the Breaker absolutely loved your gnomes. She loved them. She smiled and laughed And the more she looked at them, the more she laughed and smiled. What up, Hellbolt? Love you, man. Ooh, glass blowing. Then you can you have to get her over to Cornell. Cornell's the one with the glass laboratory, right? In New York. What up, Scuba? I think it's Cornell. I'm gonna look it up now. Why I know Cornell would have glass blowing doesn't matter. Just know I know. Corning. Corning. Corning, not Cornell. Corning. In my defense, they sound a lot alike. That's it. SUNY Corning. I'm gonna take half credit on that one. I am gonna take half credit. And you can't argue with me because I have the microphone. All right. Oh, I hope you do, Hellbolt. I hope you do. There's nobody else on the planet I want to win that more than you. I can just imagine the unbelievable good you would be able to do with that. Like, I would entrust very few people with $1 billion. Hellbolt, I would absolutely entrust you with the responsibility of $1 billion. There are a lot of billionaires who should not have $1 billion and do despicable things with their money. But Hellbolt, you would do amazing things. That is the faith I have in you. Scuba's like, if I win, I give you $1 million. I don't want $1 million. I just want a nice steak dinner. Yeah, that's right, Paul. Yeah. Oh, what's going on, Paul Moisland? How are you doing, man? 5 steak dinners? I'll take it. I'll take it. Ooh. Ooh, I'm glad I stopped that when I did. Anybody that heard that song knew exactly where that was going. Oh. So yeah, 4 packages down, 3 more to go. All of it will be out tomorrow. Yeah, they do anything they can to screw you out of that money, Hellbolt. They do. take the lump sum, 200 million, a lot of great things can be done. For instance, I have a feeling you would not take $10 million and build a clock that nobody is allowed to look at in the side of a mountain. As a matter of fact, I am so stoked about Bezos's clock because I am confident it will be defaced and destroyed within 100 years. I am so confident that that will be blown up and destroyed within 100 years that if I had $1 million, I would bet that that clock is destroyed within 100 years, thus burning $10 million in a big bonfire in the front of your house. Yes, but I do not, now don't quote me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, the annuity that they give you, you cannot pass on to your children. Once you die, it stops, and you can only pass the wealth you've already garnered onto your kids. There is a stipulation, at least in New York State Lottery, I don't know about the national one. The New York State Lottery, once you died, anything owed to you was dismissed. And would go back into the school fund. You had to either take a lump sum or survive your 30 years. So that's why in New York specifically, most people, even young people, take the payout. You plan on being alive for the next 30? I will be very lucky if I get through another 8. I should expire by 55. That is what, unless they decide to cure my cancer. I have a 10 years or less, closer to 8, based on my current white blood cells. Yeah, you'll pay for the Germany trip? It's a 30% chance that that cures you. I looked into it. It's a 30% chance, and it's a couple $100,000. So if you take that and multiply it times 3, it gives you a 90% chance, right? No. If it fails, it means it's never going to work. So you have a 30% chance and you can only do it once. That is it. Depends on the state and need to be set beneficiary at the time of the claim of the annuity. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure New York, or at least when I used to play Lotto in New York, it was if you died, it was over. So by and large, people would claim it. Then I believe actually New York allowed, in the state of New York, a company has human rights to a degree. I believe if you cashed the company into cashed the ticket as a company, or transferred ownership of the ticket to a company, the company could stand to benefit from it. I don't remember. There was some shady thing where companies were given rights in New York State, where you couldn't infringe upon the rights of a company. Right? It's my money and I want it now. It was funny. So Melissa and I were talking about, like, grand scheme of things, finances. And we were talking about, lawyers and the people she works with having just hundreds of millions of dollars. And one of them was complaining how $1 million isn't what it was before. So we put our heads together and we took an inventory of everything we own and what it would take to be completely debt free, at which point the needs that we would have for living, we would only have to make $50,000 a month or a year between the two of us. We would have to make $50K, between the two of us, and it would only take $265,000 for us to own our houses, own our cars, and everything. And there are people that are complaining about having $100 million, that $1 million isn't what it used to be. It's interesting to me to hear a lawyer complain about money. Won the jackpot, about $100 million would go towards St. Jude's. Yeah, and then you could write it off. You'd get a bunch of that in the back end. I would go to St. Jude's is my number one too. That's the one. When I used to be able to afford to donate every year, I used to donate to St. Jude's. At one point when I was working for Geico, it's like $60 a paycheck would go to St. Jude's automatically. And then when I stopped working for Geico, I did $500 a year out of my taxes. I'd just like the chance to determine if $1 million isn't what it used to be, right? I know. But the only problem with that, Prue, is you don't have a frame of reference. You didn't have $1 million. You didn't used to have it. I mean, you may have used to have $1 million. I don't know, Prue. I don't know you. You may used to have had $1 million. I had $1 million before. It wasn't mine, but the person I was engaged to had multiple millions of dollars. And I had a bank card that had $1 million on it. I used to, this is a true story, Buffalo is a very poor city. Not a lot of millionaires there that either don't own entire city blocks, companies, or play professional sports. If you don't do one of those three things, you don't have $1 million in New York, in Buffalo. Fact. So I dated a girl. This was 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And her father was a former CEO of a major bank. And we moved in together. And I had access to the bank account. She preferred that I didn't work, so I was kept. And we would go out. We loved drinking. That was one of our favorite things to do. And we'd go to bars, and we would usually carry a few $100s worth of cash. But when we would burn through that cash, my friends were like, "Hey, can I get $20?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. I got to go to the ATM to see if I have it." And I'd go to the ATM, and I'd hit balance, and then I would take out $100, and I'd put it in my pocket. Go, "Gee, man, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a little light today." And I would just hand them the receipt and walk away, just to see the look on their face when they would see the balance. Now, again, it wasn't my money. I had access to that money, and a 22-year-old kid would find that really funny, and I did. I also tend to buy everybody's drinks and food. So I know what $1 million used to be. I would love to know what it is now. I wonder if it's a 1 followed by 60 still, or if that changed. But the only way we're ever going to find out is if we hit those numbers. So keep playing that lottery and we'll each get a chance. What's going on, Bourbon? Blank Check, baby. Best movie ever. Kid would be broke in 3 days now. Bourbon, speaking of broke in 3 days. Bourbon, I warned everybody that you were coming and that an absolutely gorgeous and intelligent woman had gifted you a DCD Collects gift card. Now, I didn't tell them how much, obviously, because that's rude. But I said you'd be here eventually. I actually thought it would be yesterday. I noticed you came just as we were ending our stream. But I warned everybody that they needed to get their purchases in because Bourbon is going to be coming in here and he's just going to decide what he wants and he's not going to think twice about it. So it is lovely to see you. Tell Abby I said hello and thank you. Sorry it took a day for that to process, but now we know it takes a day to process. Haha. Hey, listen, ask Dangle. Supercharged has been very nice. They've been putting the hot boxes in them. And that's a fresh case. The last thing we have, folks, by the way, if you take 2 million and bet it all on black and you win, what is the payout? Black is 2-1. Red is 2-1. It is. It's 2-1. And if you bet green, depending on if it's single green or double green, I believe it's 40 or 43-1. But it all depends on if it's a what kind of roulette wheel it is. Most casinos will have a table limit unless you make a VIP request or what they call a whale request. You can request higher limits if you show them the money first. Now, granted, it'll never be 200 million. I think it's like 10 million. But I've seen high roller rooms at the casinos in Vegas, and those people are playing with millions of dollars. Triple green? That's ridiculous. Bourbon would know. All right. For those who do not know, Box 3 and Box 11 are the last two boxes of Season's Greetings. Then we are going to do the Lee Cozy giveaway. Inside of those boxes, one of them has the Trading Places by our dear friend Paul Moisland. The other one has Buddy the Elf. And that's Mr. Matt Bean. In addition to the cozy giveaway, thanks to the generosity of our dear friend Carlos, we also have an additional giveaway featuring a Carlos gnome. So, double bonus. I know, he is a good guy. Forget about all that stuff everyone else says about him. He's a good guy. I don't like how this is. I don't like this. Let's see if we can get. There we go. Good enough. Good enough. There's good and there's good enough. So this is the type of person I am. My mother gave me $100 gift card to Amazon for Christmas. She gave Melissa a $100 Amazon gift card, and she gave James $50 Amazon gift card because she's not here, and she wanted to make sure that we got ourselves something. This is who I am, and I got yelled at for this. I went out and bought a Wi-Fi 7 mesh router for the apartment so that we could have 800 meg download speed and 30 upload speed. because Jimmy was complaining that he was getting a little bit of lag in Fortnite, and we were only pulling about 100 up and 20, or 100 down and 20 up. So I went out and bought a Wi-Fi 7 mesh router, which is only $100. And Melissa's like, "Oh, you should get another tracksuit with your money. Get a new one now that you're thin, none of your clothes fit. Get yourself a nice tracksuit." And I was like, "Nope, I already spent it. And I bought a router." And she's like, "Why would you buy a router? Like, that is stupid." And I'm like, "It's not stupid when James is marking fellas and not having any lag, and when I can be on the computer and play games while he's on the Xbox and it doesn't lag. That is actually great. And both of our phones are now on the Wi-Fi 7 network, so our phones are going to be faster in the house." I was like, that is worth $100 to me. So that was it. That was my big gift to myself for Christmas. I'm like, oh, first thing, oh my God, I gotta get a router. I gotta get a new router. Yeah, that's what I want. Bored Ape tracksuit? Sure I would. I'd absolutely wear it. 100%. 100%. Bourbon, I have the one you gave me. I actually wore it. But I also have the other one. The one that they did with they did another one. I have two hoodies. One of them is sealed, and the one you gave me I wear. The sealed one is the one that they did with Adidas, but it was the all black. The yellow one, dude, I'd absolutely wear an all yellow one. Are they still have value? At one point, they were like $1,000. Is it the jacket and the pants? Yeah, you can get it for between 100 and 150. Oh, it's about $100. I'm finding each individual piece for about $50 a piece. Yeah. I actually am looking at okay, so yeah, highlighter yellow. Yeah, I'd wear the out of that. Listen. What I'm going to say is going to sound bougie. What I'm going to say is going to sound repugnant. But I was at the Grove, which is a shopping center in LA. The Grove has a really great food market, amazing food, not very expensive. You'd think it would be, it's not. Um, so I took my dad and the family to the Grove, and if you Google the Grove, you'll see it's really nice. It's really not. You'd think it's expensive. It really isn't. It should be expensive. It's not. It's not in comparison to LA. It's not LA expensive. So we're there and they have a See's candy. Now I love Heath bars, but the Heath bar over the last 50 years and Score bars over the last 50 years have changed and have been made poorly now. Now they're really really hard. Before they were hard, but they weren't like thin and crappy like they are now. So I don't really eat Heath bars or Score bars anymore. But if you go to See's Candy, they do have the equivalent, which is I think they call it. I don't remember. It's now I gotta find it. Yeah, the toffee bars. Thank you. Yes, they are thicker. They're about this long, that thick, covered in chocolate. The toffee bars. They're delicious. So those are better than Heath bars. They're about, I don't know, $2 a piece. Whatever. No, they're square. They're rectangular. Um Bum, 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 bum. Doo, 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 doo. Fun fact, Berkshire Hathaway owns See's Candies. Uncle Warren bought it because he loved the candy so much and wanted to own the company. It's a true story. Go look it up. These are the small versions of them, I believe. No. There we go. Nope, that's not it either. Jiminy Crickets. So they don't have the exact one. Um, that I was eating. Hey, Kate. No, C's does have a triangle one. That's the truffles. Their truffles are triangle. So, oh, we're talking about candy because I'm a fat guy in a shrinking body. So I knew that they had them, so I went and got them, and it was like three for $5 or something like that. And while I was there, this gentleman who was definitely European, because he was handsome, thin, and well dressed, which means he's not American. And he was wearing this amazing blue on blue tracksuit with white stripes. And I was like, hey, friend, I was like, I love that tracksuit. Where did you get it? And he moved his thing over and he goes, Lacoste. And I went, oh, of course that's why it's nice. It's because I can't afford it. So I was like, I now have love the Lacoste tracksuits. And Mrs. The Breaker was like, they're $350 a tracksuit, just so you know. So you're aware, that's the regular price. It's like $250 just for the jacket. I was like, oh, no, I never plan on getting one. It's not the budget. It's I can have a tracksuit or I can eat for a month. I'll choose eating. So we went to the Lacoste. There's an outlet. We have a Lacoste outlet by our house. And I was able to track down the exact same tracksuit for $100. It was $109 after taxes. So once all of the January bills get paid, if I have $100 left over, which is extremely unlikely, I will be rocking a tracksuit. And I'm prefacing this because it is Lacoste, and they're normally expensive. I am buying it from the outlet by my house, and I am paying 30 cents on the dollar. Track down the tracksuit. So funny. Hey. What's up, Mandala? Hey, man, I miss you. I hope you're well. Next time I see you, I'm giving you a bigger hug than normal. Ditto, dude. I hope ever. Listen, 2025 is going to be an interesting, ever getting the popcorn ready type of year. And I hope it's wonderful for you. His satchel. That's right, Saboros. They are nice. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. One per wallet. But I found the Lacoste tracksuit in burgundy. And once I saw it in burgundy, I was like, man, my Ozempic ass is going to look great in that thing. Dave Cavall quit the A's organization. Must be pretty bad if the rat is abandoning the ship. No, it's the rats that abandoned first. True story, look it up. Ooh, excuse me. That's right, Scoobs gets a dog. He gets a hot lady that'll escort him around everywhere he goes. Gets himself a hot chick. It is. It's burgundy and white. It is so dope. Bourbon. Which one do you want? The front, the middle, or the back? Oh, that's good, Kate. It's always good to get the bad news out of the way first. Uh, 3 is going to be the one all the way to the back. All right. Alienware is not doing level up. I used to like Alienware before it was bought out. No offense if you work for them. They were better before they were purchased, when Alienware was its own entity. Got commercialized pretty quickly. Like Newegg? Yeah, but you can still get really good deals on Newegg simply due to the amount that they buy in. Like, they're the big box store of online tech buys. So Newegg will still, it's not as good as it used to be, because they did mark up a lot. But you still can get if you're looking for, if you don't mind having like last model or the model before, oh, it was the best. I absolutely, I used to build computers, man. Newegg is good if you don't need top of the line. As soon as it gets like 3 generations old, even though it's still going to run 90% of everything well, it's like 50% what you pay for it otherwise. All right. Let's do this. All right, folks. Let's really pour some good vibes into this one. Abby was very kind. Hooked up bourbon, something fierce. Let's make it pay in spades. Bourbon, this is your 2024 supercharged pieces. I don't know, what do they technically call this? Supercharge, super brake, supercharge. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. This is your 2024 Super Brake Supercharged Edition 3-hit or more box. This is for our main man, Bourbon. Bourbon, you know, he needs a win. Bourbon is overdue for a big win. Let's get Bourbon that win. Bonne chance. I like the feel of those. I like the look of that. I like the feel of that too. I have a feeling I know what's in here. Sure, absolutely, Kate. All right, do you have a preference, or would you like me to use my gut? It's smaller, but it's still just as smart. Whatever I'm feeling, we're going to start with this keepsake box. I'm going to guess in my hand. Oh! Hey now! Look at me! That's a $150 box. We just reduced the price of these, by the way. But that's normally a $150 box. So there you go. Let's see whose handwriting you're guaranteed. Chester Cobblepot. I can't read the name the way they write the gold foil, so give me a second here. Huh. All right. Oh, I probably should fix the focus. There we go. This is John Greenleaf Whittier. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Whittier owned a very famous company. Oh, no, it's not who I think he is. He's actually cooler. He was an abolitionist. He was a poet and an abolitionist for slavery in the United States. He was a Quaker. That's how I know his name from my high school. That's what it was. For those who don't know, my high school mascot was the Quakers. So we learned a lot about Quakers. He's got his own stamp. He's got a 2-cent stamp in his honor. Oh. Okay. Whittier Regional Tech. He has schools named after him. He has rivers named after him, bridges named after him. Whittier, California is named after him. Whittier, Alaska is named after him. Greenleaf, Idaho is named after him. Whittier, Iowa is named after him. And the neighborhoods of Whittier in Denver and Boulder, Colorado were named after him. Whittier's Peak is a mountain in Washington named after him. Yeah, kind of important. Kind of important. There you go. Got yourself a bona fide good one. It's a solid American right there. All right, this might be one of those guaranteed one-of-one Bruce Lee boxes. Or it's something we've never seen before. Hey, it's Steph Curry. Look, everybody, it's a jersey from Steph Curry. Is he any good? Can he even shoot a 3? What's going on, Daniel? Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Gonzalez in the house. What's up, man? How are you doing? It's a jumbo jersey card, homie. It's a 5x7, I believe. All right. 2 more items to go. We'll go with the smaller one. We'll see what this is all about. Oh, Bourbon! Bourbon, my dude! Oh, mommy. Bourbon, I said you needed a win. I said you needed a win. And I said we need you to get that big win. Bourbon, how about a mystery memorabilia? There you go, man. I knew we were due for you. That's a no big deal. There you go, dude. And you still got another something right here. Abby definitely did well. I don't know who she is, but she's pretty. No, hold on a second. I think I may know who this is. Hold on. Hold on. No. Maybe. That's a quick redemption? No. That's in addition to what you have. Give me a second. I'm very close to finding who this person is. What I can do. Sapphoros, you think chat knows? Hmm. Well, my reverse search image came up with nothing. It's Lady Somebody. It looks like Lady Caroline. Let's see if the QR code actually works. It is. It's Lady Jacqueline Bisset. Oh, there she is. Boop. Now, where have I seen her? Was she like a Bond girl or something? Oh, she was in Roman Polanski's Cul-de-sac. I've seen that. It is Casino Royale, the James Bond spoof. I know exactly what movie that is. This is one of the early spoof movies in existence. And you know me, I love spoofs. Oh, she made wet t-shirt contests famous. All right. Hmm. So yeah, she has a few credits.
You just got dangled.
She's done a little bit of work. What's up, Dangle? Dangle, you just missed a really great box of Supercharged that included a redemption. Bourbon, I'm assuming you want me to redeem that for you, or would you like the honor to do it yourself? Who was it? It was Lady Jacqueline Bisset, a French actress. Oh, listen, even if it wasn't good, I'm willing to wager. First of all, the product came out 3 weeks ago. And aside from that, if I put it in, they're gonna send it to us. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That was good. That was good. You keeping this. Put that right there. I will send that email tonight. I will get right on that for you, bud. I'm sorry, Dangle. I can only offer my condolences. Oh, he also got Steph Curry jersey card in my hand and an autograph too. Not that you asked. Not that you asked. That's because you got dangled. Well, listen. You may have got dangled, but you know who's not going to get dangled? The people responsible for purchasing those last two boxes. Because that means I get to do two giveaways. What do you think of that? Oh, I think I need a better chair. I think that's what I'm going to ask Santa for next year. A better chair. Sepulros, I'm kind of surprised you went AFK. I don't think I've ever seen you not by your computer. I was pretty sure you have one of those chairs that has the toilet built into it and a mini fridge next to it and 2 or 3 people that give you constant massages. Dangle, there's 2 left in the holiday. I'm going to warn you, Jimmy is up for the giveaway. So, Jimmy could win. Nope, Jimmy the Breaker. LL Cool Jimmy C. Speaking of, oh, the whole 9 yards. That's with Bruce Willis and the girl that shows her boobs. Yeah, him. Matthew Perry? I think that's what his name was. Oh, I'm terrible with names. Awful. Opening. I can be here all night. I got no plans for tomorrow. Hello, Mel! Hello, Jimmy! They are enjoying our new lightning fast internet. Now they can watch me and play games at the same time. So, Mel, I was just telling Carlos a little while ago how big of a smile those gnomes put on your face. You too, Bolt. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I definitely know. Oh, I'm very aware. Except for I wasn't rich enough to have a toilet share. I just had 2 liter bottles of Code Red. I'm sorry, I'm having flashbacks of my WoW addiction. Bucket in a folding chair with a hole in it. You know what the best part is? I also know that when you do that, you have to take a towel and fold a towel over to cover the hole, or else it scrapes your bum cheeks. So you have to actually move the towel, and then yeah, I know, I know, I'm aware. I'm a man of science. There was much experimenting. But the towel was multi-purpose and easy to replace. So I used to, yeah, I used to play it. I can tell you I have not picked up that game since the day I quit cold turkey. That is one of my proudest. That and smoking. I've had. I've had like when I quit smoking, removed it, and I never downloaded it again. Um, I am that way now with Reddit. I have finally deleted Reddit. Four. I deleted Reddit. I will not create another Reddit account. I won't. I'm done with Reddit. Oh yeah. Yeah, I am I would imagine it's like me trying to play Destiny 2 again. So for those who don't know and don't follow the show, I used to be very highly competitive at the game Destiny and Destiny 2. Um I spent every waking hour that wasn't working playing that game and raiding and raiding and raiding and raiding and then playing PvP until I didn't have a voice. I was very deep down that hole. And I tried to re-download it last year again. And um it's true. Yeah, I did a lot of fun things until I got married and had a son. Now I do different fun things now that I'm married with a son. It's just the things that are fun are different than the other fun things. Netamine. And then again with SWTOR. Mini maxing is a sick purgatory. Star Wars The Old Republic. Oh my goodness. Did I spend time in the Old Republic? Oh, I was a farmer in World of Warcraft. I didn't do a lot other than farm dino pets. That was my moneymaker. I was farming dino pets. And I was hitting them with better than average odds. So that's why I kept doing it. Chances are this would have been 16 years ago. I'm thinking. Been about 16 years ago. All right, I was working at Quote Nightclub. So, Quote Nightclub was 2009? So 16 years, around 15, 16 years ago. If you owned a mini raptor dino pet, I don't remember what the official name was. If one of your characters owned one, there's probably no exaggeration, a 20% chance it came from me originally. I sat outside the nests for 10 hours a day, scoring those dinos, searching the market, buying the people that were listing them low, and I personally ran the market for those dinos, for those mini raptors, whatever the heck they were called. All variants. I think it was 3 at the time. I regulated that market. And I was making like 1,500 gold a day, which back then was a ton of real world currency. Oh, dude, listen, it was a very unhealthy relationship with World of Warcraft. It was very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. If I wasn't working, I was playing World of Warcraft in my parents' basement. Because, yes, it was so bad that I was living in my parents' basement at age 28. And if that wasn't bad enough, ugh. So, yeah, I quit World of Warcraft, and I'm not kidding. Within 2 months, I was in my own apartment because I was spending that much on that game. $10 is very low end, but I also had a full-time job. And I worked nights. I would get to the club at about 7, and I would leave at about 7 in the morning. No, about 6 in the morning. I would sleep from about 6 to noon, and then I would play noon until I had to go to work. And then I worked 4 days a week, and the other 3, from the moment I was awake, I was playing. Hellbolt's like I was racking up 19 a day. Yeah, it was, I didn't have time for other human beings unless they wanted to play World of Warcraft. It was very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. Escapism. That's all it was. It was escapism. Now I play games that make me think. Games that have building in them, like MechWarrior. Games that have strategy in them that actually make me think. Not just mindless hacking and slashing. Although, I wouldn't mind Path of Exile 2. I have heard a lot of really good things of PoE 2. So I do have PoE 2 on my radar. Although I firmly believe Path of Exile needs a marketplace that isn't a third-party marketplace. But I won't get into that. I remember the day I just subscribed for World of Warcraft when it came out. I was running a dungeon and went, I'm not happy anymore. So put it down, never look back. Now Blizzard's owned by Microsoft. Yeah. Does it have trade or does it have a market where you can sell? Because I know for a very long time when I was when it first came out, you had to go to I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically like a Discord. And you had to basically shop your stuff third party. Did they put a built-in one yet? So there is, okay. That's good. When I played PoE, it didn't have it. There was no way that you could sell your wares. You had to find somebody and say what you're selling and then meet them in game. Got it. Well, that's good. Yeah, PoE is it officially comes out next year. It is already available. If you pay $30, you can play it now. In beta or whatever it is, alpha, whatever it is. Pre-release. It's $30 if you want to play it in pre-release. Third part. Oh yeah, Sepulros. Then on top of that, you'd have to go to Reddit, because Reddit would have the list of all the people that would rip you off. So you'd have to find your trade, then find whether or not that was a rip-off artist, hope that his name wasn't on the list, and hope you didn't have to add it to the list, and then meet them in-game and hope they were in the same time zone as you. Yeah, Sepulros, believe me. Only those who have been there will know. It was brutal. Runs like caca on your computer. I heard for a game that doesn't have spectacular graphics, it has a high run. What's up, nerd? Long time no talkie. I heard it has a lot of requirements. It's already had 2 closed betas? Crikey. 3rd beta. Driving back from Montana. Hey, what was in Montana? Spoilers, the answer is nothing. Nothing is in Montana. Parts of Montana still don't even have daytime speed limits. That's how little is in Montana. True story, Google it. And those that do are not enforced. Yellowstone, your favorite beer. Oh, so you drove to get beer. You drove from your house to Montana to get beer. That's what? 1,100 miles? All right, I love you, Hellbolt. I'll see you next year. Oh, and your family. Okay, well, that makes sense. Forbidden Trove is the newest trade Discord. Tons of people running it have done a ton. All right, well, that's good. Forbidden Trove. I'm going to write that down. I'm literally writing it down right now. I keep a Sepulro scratch pad next to me, so when Sepulro says something, I can write it down. Got a new truck. Nice. Congratulations. You'd be surprised how going over state lines will save you money, especially if you live in California. Did you take the side? Got that done. I love it. I like when people sell services. I like it even more when they sell bulk items. Especially if their services include bulk items. Mrs. the Breaker, do we have plans for tomorrow or do I get to sleep in? Now, I'm not going to name names, but 2 of the 3 people in the house got to sleep in today. I'm hoping that I can sleep in tomorrow. You may get to sleep in a little bit. That means we have something planned. Where are we going? When you get back, where am I going? Yeah, nerd's like, yeah, that means no. That was her being nice so that all my friends on the internet think I have a choice. I don't. I don't. I don't have a choice. Oh, goodness. Sapporo's like, makes me think of that Bill Burr bit. Yep, voluntold. Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do. Yep, that's what happens when you get married. You get voluntold. Unless you're Dangle. It's never a direct answer. It's always the long and winding story to the answer of no. You have no idea how valid that is. Oh, how happy was I with the Bills? Which one, the Buffalo Bills or the Light Bill? Because I was happy with one of them and not pleased with the other. But I'm realizing the electric bill is mostly James and my fault, because Melissa's not there. We're good, man. I don't mind taking second seed. If we win on Sunday, we lock in second seed, and then we can rest everybody week 18. No women in the house? False. You are about to have a woman living full time in your house and probably sleeping in your bed. Yeah, every day. A woman you will have to feed, and you'll even have to clean up her poop. She'll be on a special diet. Well, she won't tell you to get up. So I am a very, 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 very light sleeper. Unlike Jimmy. If there is a dormouse 3 doors down from our apartment and they get a hold of a refried bean, eat it, and then fart, it will wake me up through the walls, through the distance, as if a gunshot went off. I have to have a sound machine, and I have to have something that puts me to sleep in order to sleep. Because the smallest sound will put me on high alert. I do not have the luxury of being a sound sleeper. I have a little bit of PTSD that prevents me from sleeping. So, believe me, she will wake me up. If she barks one time or even farts, I'll hear it and wake up. Unless I have my sound machine. That's right. Through the windows, through the walls. Mrs. the Breaker knows the end of that song. It was one of her favorites. You know, when I met Mrs. the Breaker, she was on a dance floor dancing to, I believe, that very song. And she was pantomiming the entire thing. Oh, the Insane Ink? I just put it there to tease everybody. It's not for sale. Scuba, your gun is digging into my hip. She does. She's not lying right now. She literally has a dance routine to that. And it involves shake weights. 2 of them. This is going into a There Will Be Blood break. This is about $150, but we're not going to sell it. We're going to put it into a blood break, and somebody will have the opportunity to get that. That's going to be one of the higher end, like one of the 125 blood breaks that we do. It'll be like 125. It'll involve probably that, as this has been recorded for scientific purposes. My mental recording. They are pretty handy. They come in 2 colors. One of them is substantially larger than the other. I mean, dangle. Or other people that want to drop 125 on something that will probably be mind melting. We still have this helmet one for 90. You only need 4 people for that one. That one's not going to be a blood break, though. That, I believe, is just a draft break. I could make it a 5-person draft break, or blood break, and I could throw the George Kittle helmet in. And that would be 90 each. That would be a fairly low dough, high upside break. As a matter of fact, I will edit it to make it a 5th. Why does this not have a thing on it? Oh. I did not know that did not have a description. All right, that one's been updated. Ow. Scuba's like, when did I... Scuba doesn't even like football. Oh, I could probably... What do we have that listed for? Okay, 1, 2, Interesting.
Ow.
Dangle says, referring to the ink break. So in my mind, it would be the ink break, the keepsake hot box. What up, chef? It would be the last box of Pieces of the Past hot box. So those three pieces immediately come to mind. I could toss a multi-sport in there as well. So there's 4 pretty sweet items. What do we charge for the multi-sport? Yeah, that's $150, so that'd be $25 off of that. No, because 8-year is too inexpensive. I don't want to charge $125 for something that you can get for, I think that's like $109. That one, I'm aware that one is only $100, but I'm taking $50 off of what that would be and what that would be. So that's a good compensator, because that hits a hell of a lot better than $100 anyway. So that's why I kind of did that. I want to make sure you get the value out of it. It would look like this, 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 this. We'll put the, yeah, we could do historical. Let me see what I have that listed for. Again, I want to make sure you get the value out of it. Yeah, we have the historical at $140. Yeah, that's even better. So this is what it would look like. Now, I am aware this is one that you would probably want to just buy all of the spots and get all of that because you're getting a massive discount. So, I mean, whatever. Dangle, whatever you feel like doing. I'm sure. I'll make it a thing. Give me a moment. And a multisport. You jerk face. There, it now exists in the world. And then we'll finally get to see what's inside the insane ink. And hope it doesn't suck. Ugh. No sound? Really? No sound. I am saying something. How about now? Anything? Nothing? Nothing at all? Zero. All right. How about now? Now is there anything?